What a morning. That's lovely.
It's actually a carbon copy of the last time we were here, isn't it?
Aye, which is worrying, because that didn't quite go to plan, did it?
Well, no, the big difference, there's more of a swell.
Today?
Yeah.
You think?
Yes, 100%. I remember you saying the last time there's hardly a swell, this might not be, this might be a problem.
So why?
On the beach.
Again? As we say again,
Aye.
we don't really do this much at all.
We're needing a wee change of scenery. Well, you were anyway.
I desperately need to do
He's not down there with fishing, innit?
A wee bit scunnered with it, but it'll pass. We all go through phases like that, I'm sure.
So he assures me this is the right time to be hitting flounders.
No, I don't know. I'm hoping it is.
No way to tell me.
I'm hoping it is, but the weather's just, it's messed everything up. And it's
messed my chest up anyway. I'm on more inhalers than I've ever been on.
The weather's been all over the place. The temperature's been up, it's been down, the wind's been from the east, it's been from the west, and it's going to affect the fishing here just as much as it has anywhere else. But fingers crossed we can fluke a couple of flounders.
Which is what we've called this video. Fluking flounders.
Do you get it?
Some will know. Some won't.
But aye, the last time we were here, we managed one fish.
Who?
He managed.
I managed.
One fish.
Obviously, throw a wee clip up.
Go on then, tell us about it.
That was not a bad size. You took it for your dinner, didn't you?
Aye.
Is it still in the freezer?
It's still in the freezer.
So the plan is, if we do get a couple, this will be a kind of like a part one of a part two venture in terms of a catch and cook, which have proved popular. Yeah. It's probably the most asked for videos that we get asked about. So
flounder catch and cook.
I'm partially a bit of scran, so.
Aren't we all? So that is the plan. We'll talk you through the gear, the setup.
Just briefly, it is literally the same as last year. As Alex says, we'll go through it in more detail, but that is exactly the same rig and setup from back, no last year, back in January, when we done Fluking for flounders.
Not your traditional beach setup. A little bit more adventurous, a little bit more sort of roaming style with a light rod and light setup.
And we were heavily criticised in the comments, weren't we? Oh, it's no drop shot, it's no this, it's no that.
Who cares?
It's fishing.
It's fishing.
Hopefully catching.
Speaking of which, let's go.
Let's go.
Nice to be back on a beach. I do love beach fishing, we just don't do it nearly enough. And what a morning. And the conditions are pretty good. A little bit of surf, nothing too mental. We're only fishing light gear, so we don't want gale force winds. It's an offshore wind, so the wind's actually coming from behind us. But still a nice wee swell coming in. And I think the plan is to just wander along the beach, just search, rather than waiting for fish to come to us. We're going to go look for them. Mackerel strips. Salty mackerel strips to bait. I'm kind of hoping for a turbot. Turbot's been my bogey fish for years. And every time I come down here, to this beach in particular, there's always a chance. So set up with a little bit of bling, some blades, some beads, size 2 Aberdeen. That'll slice of mackerel. And we're not casting far. I think what we've been guilty of in the past, I think a lot of people are, is casting beyond the fish on a beach. Flounders, they like the shallow water. You'll catch flounders in 6 inches of water sometimes. So in amongst these little sort of wavelets at the front here, possibly beyond the first and second breaker. And hopefully I can do better than I did last time. Right, come on, let's go. Traditional beach fishing, your big rods up in the air, and you're fishing static baits. I'm going to try and keep the bait moving. Keep it sort of trundling along with the waves. Maybe cast parallel to the shore. Search for fish. Aye, let's give it a go. Cool way of fishing. Travel light. Literally got a pocket full of gear. Bait pouch with some bait in it. Fishing 1 ounce leads. I might actually go down to half an ounce later, but we'll see. And just feeling for those distinctive little flounder bites. I will keep moving though. Let's not stay in one space for too long, on one area for too long. I think that might be a rattle. It's quite hard to tell with the waves crashing, but I think that might be a bite. I think we're in. I don't think it's very big, but I think we're in. Didn't take too long. It's only wee. Wow, they love go in this light gear. You just don't get that with beach gear. I mean, it's not big, it's only wee. But look at that go. He's not bad actually. He's alright. We'll take him. Have a look at him. So there you go, yeah, didn't take long at all. Lovely little flounder to start. He's not huge. We'll maybe get him unhooked and get him back. But yeah, we're off the mark. Oh, it took about what, 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe? And yeah, great fun on the lighter gear. There you go. On up. He's only wee. But they're cool. I love catching them. They're cool little fish. Hopefully we can get a couple of bigger ones, but you can go back on the next wave. Nice one. Let's get some more.
Well, that's a good start. I've been getting bites, but what Alex was saying was it's getting your eye in for the bites, distinguishing the waves crashing against your braid as opposed to a fish. But I think once you kind of get the hang of it, there's no telling the difference. you can well tell the difference from a bite in the waves, just at first. But they're coming up to an interesting feature, and it's, excuse me, I think it's where I caught the flounder last time. If Alex looks over there, it's like an riptide. You see the water's all rippled. It's different from the waves either side. So I think the food will all be getting churned up, so hopefully the flounders are in there having a wee munch. And then we're going to present a nice big juicy mackerel sit in front of their face shortly. But it's such a nice, Alex said it earlier there off camera, it's such an enjoyable way of fishing, just wandering along the beach. It's a nice change as well for the pike and the roach. And it's not a bad day, it's not overly cold either. Well, Alex was right. This wee bit that I just spoke about, I'm getting a wee rattle there. If Alex looks at a rod tip, that ain't no waves. There we go. I think that might be on. Yep. Brilliant. Magic, innit? So close in as well that they're hitting it. There we go. We'll walk this up. Oh, it's off! We'll call that as a capture. I was going to release it anyway. Good, because sometimes they can be an absolute nightmare to unhook. But whilst we've got it here, look.
Around here, I can't see you.
So, braid to swivel. You seen that?
Yep.
Take a couple of beads, crimped into a wee, I'll do this next to the mic, wee rattle, and then some sexy pink beads. Size of hooks that, Alex, I have no idea.
Two.
A 2 Aberdeen hook, would that be right? There's the mackerel strip. And that's a wee 1 ounce bomb weight. Well, we've already done better than the last time, eh?
We'll count that one.
Ah, I'm doing it. We're letting it go anyway. It wasn't big enough for the dinner plate. We just did a wee briefing there. If you look over there, that tree line, that's the river mouth. And every time we come here, well, we say we're going to fish there, and we never ever do. It's meant to be good for the turbot, which Alex is dying to catch. I wouldn't mind catching one myself, because I've never caught one. So to make sure that we fish it, we're going to make a beeline right for it now and just walk straight down, and then fish the tide coming in, back up to the car. So that's what we're going to do after this cast. We're going to fish this out. This is where we've had the 2 fish, so pretty confident this wee mark should get us another one. Because my bait is in exactly the same spot as it was 5 minutes ago. I think Alex mentioned it earlier. No, by the time you buck your lure, your bait in, you're only fishing in about 6 to 10 inches of water. And that's inevitably where the bites and the fish came from. But it's bloody brilliant fun. Nothing worse than having to cast the bloody big daft beach casters out and getting chased up the bank or the beach with your gear as the tide comes in. I like to relax while I'm fishing. But this is brilliant fun, I really do enjoy it.
Well, we did say we were going to go straight up to the estuary, but as always we get distracted on the way along the beach with a few likely looking areas, a couple of gullies, a couple of riptides. No fish though, no fish. Gordon got a couple of bites, but dropped them again. And we've come across another lovely looking bit of a feature. Maybe not right now, but once that tide comes up a bit and it starts to fill in round the back of this sort of mound of stones here, that's definitely an area I'd be looking to try further up the tide. But it's worth a wee chuck about in here, I think. It looks good. There's like a flat area just in front of us there. Let's have a cast. All our bites, all our fish have come right in close. 18 inches of water maybe, maximum. Gordon's seen a fish at his feet and about 6-8 inches of water maybe. So they're right in amongst that surf's churning up the sand, it's disorientating shrimps or whatever it is they're eating. Well, at least that's the theory of it anyway. We've only had 2 fish, so don't take our word for it yet. Yeah, I definitely like the look of this for later. We're just chucking it out, just slowly dragging it back in towards us. We pause every now and again, and it's on that little pause that the bites are usually coming. Saying that, I've had 1 bite, 1 fish. So as I said, we've been kind of stop-starting coming along this beach, getting drawn in with likely looking areas. And I sort of wandered ahead of Gordon there, I was fishing right in the ripples, right in really close. And the tiniest little bite. And I mentioned earlier on that my bogey fish is no longer. Look at him. My first ever, albeit very small, turbot. It's only taken 6 years of trying. I absolutely love them. Look at the size of the mouth on these fish. It's the first one I've ever seen in the flesh, to be fair, but look at that, you can see how predatory they are. Look at the size of that. I don't know if the camera's picking it up with the shadow and whatnot, but absolutely nailed that bait, no bother at all. But that is what I've been after. So please, can I have a photograph of this? Absolutely over the moon with that. What a cool looking little fish. And these things grow massive.
How big?
Like over 20 pounds, I'm sure. Oh. Like huge. I could be wrong, but definitely well out of double figures. But that was the aim of today for me, or one of the aims of today. And I'll get them back nice and quickly. The next wave. Look at the camouflage. Look at that. You'd never see that. That is unbelievable. Get him back on this one. Doesn't want to go. Go on. Give him a wee chuck. Go on. Nah, he's just burying himself in the sand. Alright, I'll take you. Still just sitting there, but he'll go. See, they just bury themselves. Look, he's kind of flapped once. So well camouflaged, that's unbelievable. He's not for going though, is he?
I've nicked Alex's spot and I'm getting bites straight away. Could I get my first ever turbot as well? It's still there. No, I've missed it. Shit! No, definitely bites, look.
Gordon's just had one cast there after that fish of mine. Instantly into bites. I think they're very delicate, but I think I've just had a little rattle there as well. We might have stumbled across some fish. Yeah. Or not. Or not. That was definitely a rattle, look. Well, we're in again. Don't think this is a turbot. It's a nice looking flounder. He's not as big as I thought he was. But we'll take him. That's the best of the day, that is. That's a cracker. Let's have a look at him. There you go. That's getting on for a proper flounder. Not massive, but he's nice. He's nicely hooked there as well. I love them, I do love them, and that's, I think he'll be fish and chips bound, I think we'll take him. He's a takeable size. You know what, I'll have a wee photograph of him as well, because it might be the best I get today.
Alex said I better get my finger out. I'm wanting a decent portion of fish and chips. First jump. On the way back in, rattle, rattle, bang. Fish on. Trying to lose this one. It feels not too bad. What is it, a flounder or a turbot? It's a turbot! I think it's a turbot! Anything you can do, I can do better! Oh, magic! No way, man! I'm actually buzzing about it. Didn't honestly think we would get one of these beautiful things, but look at that. It's like a wee pile of sand put into the shape of a fish. Never realised there's spikes here. And as Alex says, look at the size of the mouth. Size of the bait that it went for as well. Nicely hooked. Ugh. Get a wee 40 please, Alex. I think that's species 61 for me. Get him back. As Alex says, look at the camouflage on that. Next wave come in, he'll be off. There we go. Guys, away, get him going. Brilliant, man. That's a good wee bit, isn't it?
Well, halfway through the tide, or probably just over halfway through the tide, and we've kind of worked our way right along the beach to the point that we mentioned that we were going to earlier on. Had a bit of lunch, and now it's time to go back. We were kind of thinking about whether or not to fish in through this estuary here, but we've decided that we do like the idea of some more turbot, and I think the best chance of getting turbot is to fish in the surf. So we're just going to work our way back along towards where we started and see if we can pick up a few more. But yeah, a couple of flounders, a couple of turbot. So far so good. But the setup, we mentioned it briefly earlier on. I think God mentioned that we're using HRF rods, so it's not quite LRF, a little bit heavier, but short, light rods. I think this is 8 foot. Casting weight of, I actually know what the casting weight is on this. What does it say? 5 to 21 grams. So a nice light rod, small reel, 15-pound braid, and then the rig. I just tied these up last night. I don't think you really need to think too much about what you're doing in terms of rig, but I just thought a line of beads, and these beads are just held in place by a float stop, so that if a fish is deep hooked, you can just move the float stop up out the way the beads move out of the way and it makes it a wee bit easier to unhook the fish. The hook itself, 2.0, no it's not, it's a 2, size 2, Aberdeen. And it's just tied on 10 pound fluoro. So it's the same fluoro as we'd use for barbel. 2 foot hook length, up to a swivel, and then running on.
It's almost like a barbel rig.
And then running on the line above the swivel, again just a wee float stop, a wee buffer in place. It's a 2 ounce, no it's not, it's a 1 ounce. Not doing very good with the sizes here. 1 ounce lead, and that's just free running above that swivel. So fairly simple, fairly straightforward, and it's working. That's the main thing, it's working. I reckon there's a few more fish still in the day, although from experience, from fishing here in the past, it does tend to quieten off a little bit the closer we get to high water. Have I jinxed it? I've jinxed it. But you never know. It's one way to find out. Let's go.
Went from Fluking Flounders in the morning to fuck off Flounders in the afternoon.
I did say earlier on, I says, based on sort of previous experience in this place, it does kind of die a death kind of halfway through the tide.
He's talking nonsense. All the way up he kept saying, this part looks good, and for the way back down,
It looked good at low tide. Gordon was saying the wishes we just went in and fished the estuary, which I think, in hindsight might have been the better idea. Big lagoon behind the sort of sand dunes here.
It's no use bigging it up now.
Fills up with water, and I think that's where all the fish are, to be honest, because they're not here.
I've had one bite.
I've had nothing.
Back at the pillars away up there. Highlight of the afternoon was the 2 fighter jets that just blew over.
Yeah. So not a huge amount of fish to report.
But
it
it has been a successful trip.
has been.
That's the first time I've seen him that excited. Here they come back again. We hear this.
Some noise, isn't it? They're in the clouds though.
A wee bit higher up this time, aren't we? Aye, where were we? Turbot.
Fantastic.
Aye, that's the happiest I've seen him in a long time.
That's the first new species I've had in years. I think the last new species I'd caught was a bleak, maybe, on the barbel trip in the Trent in September. I think that was the last time I'd caught a new species. And I think that, just tallying them up there, I think that's number 70 for me. That's 70. Species number 70.
I think I'm 61 now.
Aye.
You've been doing that a lot longer than me, but I'll catch you.
You will. So aye, not a huge amount of fish. A couple of nice flounders, a couple of turbot,
Two special fish,
which is more than expected, to be fair.
It's mad to it how tried for a turbot. We never ever went up there, although we were told repeatedly, got that end, you'll get one. And the first time we did, we both got one.
Should maybe start listening from now on.
Well, you said it.
It's just that the light's going. I think. Are you going to fish on?
A couple of more chucks wandering up. We can't get up that bank.
We've still got a long way to walk along this beach, so.
And I'm not leaving early because we'll just sit in all that traffic.
Aye.
Took us 3 hours to do an hour's trip this morning.
I think I'm done. I think I'll just take a slow wander along the beach, bask in my glory of my turbot.
And the pictures turned it. Colin didn't look great.
Nah, they looked a bit out of focus.
I've done my best.
But
So the plan is, we're going to end the year with a catch and cook from this fish and maybe a couple of other ones that are in the freezer. And
we're going to fall back on the freezer, I think.
Probably end up ill for New Year, but
I've got plenty in the freezer. There's loads there.
I think there's some sort of fish pakora and fish and chips on the talks.
We'll see.
We'll see what we can come up with. But before that wave hits your bag,
Yep.
we'll see you in the next one.
See you then.